99% of the population would look at these and go, what the fuck is that? But there's just that section of society to whom this is just like, this is bread and butter, this is a weekend's entertainment, a handful of dice.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This game's about different types of teams with different types of players within them.
Go to 6 or 7 European countries a year just to play the game.
Money won't get you far in this game. You need to have the tactics in place.
The object is for me to get a player with the ball, however means, down into the end zone, then I score.
The team I'm using at the moment is quite a new team that has the ability to basically jump all over the pitch. They're frogmen.
I have all 21 teams, and I've played them all in tournaments around, the world, Europe, whatever.
Zombies, as you can imagine, aren't very good individually, they're better collectively.
This is elves. They're more fun. Cool, right, good luck.
Oh yeah, and you. Kick off.
Yep.
Scatter the ball.
Oh, 1 and 2.
1. Yeah, that's always a good start, isn't it?
You've rolled 10, 10, 10.
Some people can throw dice. Some people can just throw them and come up with the right numbers that you want, you know.
Yeah, you better be lucky than good. Blitz.
Beautiful dice, these. You'd find these buckets like sweetie jars full of brightly coloured dice, and you didn't really need them, but you had to have them. Part of that lifestyle, accessorising.
Occasionally we had this big pot of dice, and I like picking them out and looking at all the funky dice and learning more about the dice, because there's some dice I have never seen before.
But I saw a D100 once, which was beautiful. It was a perspex sphere full of water, and inside was this ball with the numbers on. And I think you knocked it or spun it in some way, and your number sort of fell within a kind of sight on the top of it. So it was a wonderful piece of engineering, but £10 for a dice is, well, it's a bit much. There's something about the magic there, you know. I'm a dwarf who's mined this from some subterranean location, and I've brought it back, and it can determine my fate, this sort of wonderful jewel. So there's a sort of tie in there to this fantasy world that everyone was trying to live in at the time. Well, I say everyone. People who weren't very good at sport. It's an interface between man and fate, really, isn't it? In the form of these beautiful plastic jewels.
The more special the move you're about to do, the more dice you've got on your hand, and sometimes you're throwing, 10 dice at a time when you're really going to annihilate someone. And it's quite a kind of evocative thing to be gripping kind of a whole bunch of dice before you kind of roll them all out onto the table, rather than just tossing a single kind of ratty thing and playing snakes and ladders.
It's a dice game. You've got people who are good at strategy and tactics and that sort of stuff, but in any dice game there's an element of luck and bad luck.
I've always described Blood Bowl as a cross between chess and American football.
Blood Bowl is, well, there's a reason there's blood in the title. It's as much about beating people up as it is about actually scoring any goals.
As far as why we all play this game, it's just maybe a throwback to being a kid. We can forget about all the other issues going on in our lives and focus on just mucking about for a couple of hours.
Basically, this is a chainmail shirt that I made. The NAF here is kind of like the NFL, but it's an association, that, a web association that people join if they play Blood Bowl, and you can have like a NAF world ranking, and you can be like the 4th best team in the world with Norse, or something like that. So you were at one point, weren't you?
I was at one point,
yeah, you were at
not
one
now.
Point. Probably when there was only 4 Norse teams, mine. Hey, I can say that because I'm in my chainmail.
My mum's probably the best player we have, I think, because she beats everyone when she plays. Doesn't leave a player standing on the other side.
This year I haven't played in the league. I've concentrated more on the admin side. I think people don't realise how much goes into it to keep a record of everybody's sheets and keep a fixtures league, so nobody who's playing when on what dates, and then we can then establish the points from a league so somebody can have a cup to play for at the end.
First time I played a match, I won because we got halfway through. I was winning 1-0 to my uncle, so nearly 2-0, so I could have won the whole match if I played it, if I could stay up later.
This is our dock bowl. This is basically Blood Bowl, but it's played on ships. The basis of the ship and the planks and everything was actually done by Aaron's father-in-law, Steve. He's done a fantastic job on these, and I finished them off with the planking and obviously the dots, which took forever. Nearly got divorced through that. Sorry, Marie, I love you. So I do quite, often take risks with my marriage with it, and the wife is very understanding, fortunately, and forgives me quite quickly. But it is an addiction, I think, in a way. It's not just a hobby, it's an addiction.
The great thing about playing with Blood Bowl models is that you can paint them on your own. You can decide what they look like when you finish them, rather than just having a generic colour scheme that you buy straight out of the shop. And once you've finished a team, it is so much more personal because it's your team, you've painted it, you've invested time in it, and you kind of feel a bit more of a connection to them. You want to succeed more because you've spent so much time on that team.
They're always changing the rules, there's always new things to come out, so it's never a game that ever gets boring because there's always something to learn.
It's quite a social hobby. You will sit across the table in a tournament from someone you've never met before, and at the end of the game, you'll either hate them because they've cheated all the way through it, or much more likely, you'll have made new friends. So
it's a really great game, and there's not much else to say apart from everyone should join in and have a go, see if they like it or not.